Welcome, everyone. This is the Joining in Light group on Wednesday afternoon, August 4th. And I'm joined by mighty companions Laura and Kathleen. And we'll see who else joins us here. Let's begin with the light of infinite being. It's amazing just beginning every joining with a light and watching how that just allows so much of the noise to slip away so that we can join and see what is true. And that's what we're doing here today. We're going to be looking at a desire that we've already prayed about it. Actually, we needed to come up with a title before we started today. So we prayed and we asked Jesus, what is most useful to look at for healing our mind in a service to the whole? And right away, I heard the desire not to accept a miracle, not to want to change my mind about whatever it is. So let's look at the relishing of the desire not to accept a miracle, not to want to change my mind. Let's look at the relishing, the wanting of that desire. And hear what Jesus has to say to us. What I'm hearing is that within my belief system, the ego belief system, the play of consciousness, I believe that thoughts I have are real. And so if I have a thought that something is going on in my mind or in the quote world that's real, I don't want to let it go. And it's just a thought, it's just an idea. So I'm looking at the wanting of that, the relishing of hanging on to even a thought, which I made up.
There's a fear of being consumed by God, by accepting a miracle, by being consumed by divine love.
As if somehow that might be a terrible thing. Oh my. Hi, Martin, welcome.
Hi.
We're looking at the desire not to accept a miracle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so we're just checking in with Jesus to see what we hear. And then we're speaking that.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty it's a pretty strong kind of desire, affirmation of our own, our own oneness, our own rightness, our own
Good word, rightness. I love being right.
Yeah. Around sort of,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And yeah, so it's very understandable from the ego's point of view, I think. Yeah.
And I notice that's what I'm hearing, is that that's part of this desire for me not to accept a miracle, is I'm going to prove to God, I'm a body, whatever, that I'm right and God's wrong. And it doesn't make any sense, but it's a belief that I have. It's a desire I have to be right, more right than God.
And it's food the ego lives on. That certainty is like energy the ego loves.
That's another aspect to all of this, that it's been so hard for the Mary identity to acknowledge, and that is that this desire, as all desires, are a miscreation of the mind, and I don't want to take responsibility for that. I don't want to see that I made all this up. There's like a, yeah, but Jesus, yeah, but da 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 da. So funny, I feel better just talking about all this, about looking inward, and we joined with the light.
I'm feeling to read the what Jesus says in the crazy bubble diagram that he gave to Kay about what a miracle is. Dissolving desire by releasing inner light. Love.
It's so interesting, or how ridiculous it seems to want to deny love. And yet it comes up, it comes up, it comes up, wanting to deny love, wanting to deny a miracle, not wanting to see things differently, wanting to hang on to physical pain or whatever, hopelessness, whatever it is we're looking at, wanting to hang on to that which is actually self-torture. Sounds so gloom and doom, but boy, I tell you, I'm really hang on sometimes.
Notice the relishing. It's like the best pickle relish on a hot dog at a ball game. There's no judgment. Just a recognition. That mean.
He's showing me that when I focus just on the relishing and not on the experience, that there's a depersonalizing of it, or a ramping down of the power, because I start to see, oh, this is just a wanting. Jesus, can you take us, can we go deeper on this? So look at the deep relishing of not wanting to change our mind, not wanting to see something differently.
It's coming up for me. This relishing of not wanting a miracle is the fear of some implicit change that we think is necessary. And the fear of having our world crumble as we know it. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I don't want change. I want things to stay the way I think they are. There's a certain way I like things, there's preferences, this is the way I want things to be. I don't want that to change. Somehow there's happiness in that. But if I have to accept a miracle, that means I need to change the way I see something. Somehow that means death. That's what I'm hearing. I think that means death. If I see something differently, if I see it in the light, then only what is true remains. And that means everything else that I think is going on falls away. And I don't want to give that up. There's always this wanting energy.
Yeah, if that can change, everything else can change, including your body. I mean, you know, you can die. You know, your body can die, kind of thing. You know, and well, you can die, in fact. Yeah. Not just your body, but you.
And somehow I have a belief that if I just hang on to the way I want things, and supposedly there's no change, then somehow I'm going to escape pain, and I don't know about death of the body, but I'll escape pain and suffering by just keeping everything the way I want it. Jesus, what else did you have us see here? What were you going to say, Martin?
I'm talking also just death of the self, just death of the individual being that we think we are.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be what's required for salvation, is to give up who I think I know myself to be. That's death. what he's showing me is that somehow in this relishing of not wanting to accept a miracle, not wanting to change my mind, I think somehow that's going to bring me happiness. But it doesn't. It doesn't guarantee anything. Keep trying to keep everything the same. So Jesus, are we holding or are we releasing this desire? What I'm hearing is holding. We're still holding.
I'm hearing that too.
Might we look at unwilling to be willing with no judgment?
I think we'll stick with this one. We could come back to that. Really, that dig deep into the relishing of not wanting to accept a miracle. Just how much we don't want it. And how somehow, which is hard to admit, is that somehow there's heaven in it, refusing a miracle. Martin, what are you hearing? Are you hearing anything you want to share from Jesus?
Not anything else at the moment.
Jesus, are we willing to see this desire differently? Are we willing to ask for a miracle on being unwilling to accept a miracle? I would like to see it differently. I want it to be easy and painless instead of seemingly making it somehow dragging out on a timeline. Jesus, are we just willing to step into this and accept the miracle without knowing what that looks like or giving any meaning to it? In this moment, I'm hearing yes, which I've been struggling. Who else? The ego Mary character has been struggling with this. That's my story. In this moment, I would like to see that differently. Jesus, is there more for us to see on this desire? What are you all hearing?
It's feeling a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling considerably lighter, and it's reflected in my body for what appears to be going on. Like how quickly the thoughts affect what I think is my body. Jesus said, we fully relish this desire, or are we just tolerating it?
These might be two different answers.
What do you hear?
The first question, what was your first question? Are we ready to accept a miracle?
Yeah, are we ready to accept a miracle?
Seems like there's willingness, but there's still holding. Yes, but. Just keep giving it to him.
Also found it's very helpful to keep asking him to show me the full relishing of a desire, because on my own, sometimes I come up with stuff, but when I'm asking, it's just really interesting what shows up. Jesus, show us the full relishing of this desire.
He's showing us the full relishing.
We have a doggy visitor.
I'm hearing the relishing also allows for full range of stubbornness. I will not do it any other way but my way.
I'm totally unfamiliar with that frame of mind. Jesus, are we holding or releasing? What value do we think we get out of denying a miracle or refusing a miracle?
Value to maintain our own kingdom.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing the value of showing God that I'm right. See, I can do this. I can hold out. I can suffer. As if that's some sort of badge of honor.
Fiction.
Hmm. There's Renee. Hey, Renee. We're talking about self-crucifixion. The desire not to accept a miracle. Good to see you.
Yes.
I notice the wanting energy can be wanting something and not wanting something. And in this case, not wanting something, the wanting energy, not wanting a miracle. It's like, I don't know what, there's no reason for it all. I just don't want it. Well, it feels lighter. It feels like there's still holding, feels like there's some releasing going on, a little softening.
Is it the desire for self-crucifixion?
No, it's the desire to deny a miracle.
Oh, okay.
But just as you came on, we were looking at self-crucifixion.
Okay.
And we were talking just a minute ago, asking Jesus, what is the value we get out of denying ourselves a miracle, of changing our mind, seeing something differently? So let's ask again, Jesus, is there any willingness there to see this differently? This desire to say no to a miracle.
What I was hearing is kind of what you were saying, Mary, about wanting and not wanting, and seeing how wanting to be right and not wanting to be wrong. Little play there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big one.
yeah.
Big one here. I'll prove I'm right. Watch how sick I can get, or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever play is going on.
yeah.
Watch how I can suffer. Watch how awful things can get. So Jesus, do we need to look at this some more? Or is this enough for now? Sometimes we don't we don't accept a miracle and the desire not to have a miracle. But just the looking helps to start dissipating the energy there that we're hanging on to.
Yeah, it feels like there's a release of energy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let's put this in the light. All of this. All this wanting to be right. All of this not wanting anything to change. All of this not wanting a miracle. Let's put it in the light. Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon, everyone. It's another example of things not out picturing how things should go. Like, okay, this is where we're going. This is what it should look like. And not knowing really advances from retreats until we ask Jesus. And I'm hearing all is well. Good to see you, Renee. Good to see you, Martin, everyone.
See.
Good to see you all. I love
Yeah.
you.
Love you too.
Thank you. Mm.